I gotta do it, man.
You gonna go smoke?
No,
You can
man.
go smoke. We'll just sit here and stare.
Nah, I'm just bummed, man. Oh, I'm fine.
If you want to go smoke, you can go smoke.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em, bud. Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna chill here
I'm gonna
and
smoke
collect
right
my
here.
thoughts because right now I'm really like pissed off that you can smoke a gar,
Everyone knows.
but I can't smoke a strike in this house, dude.
Everyone knows you can smoke cigars inside. It's like
Dude,
the
you can
unwritten.
you can smoke meth inside if you really wanted to, dude. You can do whatever the hell you want, but like last time I checked, dude, gars are not tight. Oh, you're inhaling too, dude. I'm pissed, dude. Dude, I didn't mean to like come out so hot right now, but I'm a salty dog right now.
I told you you can go smoke a cigarette if you want. We're
Dude,
just starting
it's-
the podcast, but it's fine.
Right, I can't now because we're rolling. But you can take your time over there, like take slow drags and taunt me and tease me like a Jubilee person.
I'd offer you one, but this is my last one. Last Macanudo in the box.
Isn't that crazy how you think just about yourself? You know, like you didn't even think like, oh man, maybe my boy might want one.
I did. I thought it was a
Show
whole.
was gars,
To
dude.
be honest, I thought it was a whole pack.
That's a.
There's no cameras that pick that up, but the sound definitely
Dude,
got it. That
the
just
sound-
smacked the overhead mic perfect.
Dude, you couldn't have done that any better. Like you'll never be able to do that again.
Hell no.
That was so tight.
That's like pinpoint
I know.
accuracy.
I was just like, I was like, wow, you hit everything in here. It's the skinniest thing in here, and you hit it, dude. I'm proud of you, man. That means dead eyes.
Well, I've been watching Get Back, the Beatles documentary directed by Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, dude.
Mm-hmm. He got
Fucking
like 600 hours of footage or something and turned it into this documentary. And the whole time they're all smoking cigars inside. It's tight. So.
Dude, that's kind of cool.
It is.
I don't know. I don't really like Lord of the Rings, but that whatever, man.
So my dad watches this show called Below Deck.
So do I.
You watch that shit?
I love it, dude.
I've seen like a couple bits and pieces when
Yeah.
he's watching it. It's a reality TV show
Yep.
with like babes and like sexy dude, like hunks.
Hunks.
And they just bang each other on these boats, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
And there's like drama.
There's all the drama in the
But-
world. It's like high school, dude.
But I'm like, Pops, why do you watch this shit? Like, this is bullshit. You're
Dude.
62. And he's like, I watch it for the boats. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I'm watching this Beatles documentary, and Lorenz is like, dude, they fucking all beat their wives. Why are you watching this shit? And I was like, slow down.
Yeah.
I was like, it's still the Beatles. And she's like, I know. And I was like, I watch it for the studio, like, setup. I like to see how,
yeah.
like, they set it up. And they wrote that song, Get Back. It was
Yeah.
just Paul
Yeah.
on the bass, just trying to find a song because they were all yelling at each other,
Yeah.
and he just like came up with it on the spot. And of course, it took him like a month to work it out, but
But he figured it
he
out.
just came up with it right on the spot. It's tight.
Isn't that incredible?
Well, so that record, man, and I don't want to go into like a crazy spiel about the fucking Beatles, but they set themselves up for failure for that.
Yeah.
Do you know the story about that album, Let It Be?
That's was that it wasn't the last
It's
album.
the last album that
but
they
it was
did.
It wasn't the last one they released.
No,
It was something weird because they released that one before they released.
They released
It was
Abbey
weird.
Road before they released Let It Be, but I think they recorded Abbey Road after Let It Be.
Yeah, maybe
Something
that was
weird like
it. Was
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's neither here nor there.
But they
Sorry.
gave them, so it was like January 1st of 1969. And they go into this film studio that one of their boys rented January 2nd. Their idea is to record an album and then play a show in 12 days. They hadn't been together. Like, they
Yeah.
were, like, out and about doing their thing for a
Yeah.
couple years. They had stopped playing shows for years at this point. That was going to be their, like, return.
Yeah.
And they wanted to make a TV show and a movie at the same time. So that's why there's footage of it. So they want to do, like, the impossible in 2 weeks, basically.
In less than 2 weeks.
In
12
less
days.
than 2, yeah. And there's this director that was the original director, and he's like talking about them playing the show in like Libya and like France and fucking like they wanted to rent a giant like a cruise ship to go out in the water. And George Harrison the whole time he's like, I'm not fucking leaving, man. He's like, they wanted to go to France.
He's my favorite Beatle. By
He's
way.
the best.
Yeah.
I started listening to like his solo record. Dude,
Yeah.
he is the best.
Yeah.
And that it is so tight. At the end of, so it's 3 episodes. this documentary.
Okay,
They're
a mini-series.
They're all 3 hours long. It's insane. Yeah.
It's fucking Lord of the Rings.
Exactly. I've been breaking it
Fucking
up.
trilogies, dude.
You can't sit down and watch the whole thing all at once. You'll get like pissed. You'll be just beatled out. You'll be like, they suck.
Yeah, the worst band.
But there's this, you know how like growing up we were lied to that Yoko Ono broke up the Beatles.
Yeah.
She didn't. She's just there, like just painting and reading newspapers the whole time. She doesn't say like a single word.
She's just quiet.
She's just like sitting
Quiet
next to
as a
John
mouse.
Lennon, just chilling. And John Lennon's like smiling and like happy and shit. It's George Harrison and Paul McCartney. They fucking hated each other, man.
These fucking blokes, dude.
Dude, blokes, man. Because I get it, man. George is like, I got this fucking awesome song, man. And he's playing the song. And Paul's like, yeah. Just like, he like, yeah is over George's song. And George is like, I think I'm going to leave now. And just like gets up and dips. And they're all like, he'll be back. But he like quit the Beatles for like a day.
Hell yeah.
But they all start, like all the managers are there. Because this is after Brian Epstein, their manager, had died. He overdosed.
Yeah,
at like
okay,
32.
yeah.
And they're all saying, they're like, man, it's weird not having like a dad around. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
They're like little boys. Dude, I'm a Beatles expert now.
Yeah, okay,
So
yeah. I'm fill me in, dude.
They started when they were like 13.
What?
They started in like 1956. So Ringo was 13,
Ringo.
but like Paul and John were like 16 maybe.
Okay.
So they're like 16. George is like 14. Ringo's 13. They started and they were together that entire time.
Damn, that's a minute. I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, that's crazy. I didn't know they started that young.
Yeah, they were
And
little
they're
boys.
just like literally, like, honest to God, I can't tell you one artist that you hear has some sort of influence by the Beatles.
Oh, 100%.
Like they like created everything, like all that shit.
just the tricks that they did. Once they stopped playing live is when all their Sgt. Peppers and all that shit started coming out, because they had nothing but time to just be in a studio and infinite money basically at that point, to just experiment with studio tricks. And I'm sure to this day, any recording that uses like live instrumentation definitely like takes from those.
Oh yeah, it uses like that's like a reference. Like that's like the groundbreaking. Yeah, just like was it Les Paul? He invented like multi-tracking. Like he's the guy that created the guy that created the guitar. He like invented multi-tracking like for like recording sound. He invented.
And
like,
he didn't play guitar at all.
Oh yeah, he did. He shred the guitar, dude. There's videos of him just being like.
Oh, maybe that was Leo Fender. One of the two.
Yeah.
Didn't play.
Les Paul definitely played guitar.
Yeah, he did.
He rips.
Yeah.
And like I said, he like invented like multi-track recording. So like literally like the going in and recording the drums, recording vocals, recording guitar, overdub, all that. He created that whole that whole mindset, and like ever since then, it's like the 50s.
Ever since then, music's gotten 10 times better.
Yeah, incredible. Like the sounds and everything that you hear, and then you hear like people that made like the Wall of Sound, which is what's his name, Brian. What's his name from
Oswald?
No, the guy. What's his name? The guy that lost his
Grateful?
mind in the Beach Boys.
Oh, that was it was Phil Spector, the producer.
Yeah, and then him. Well, the guy, Pet Sounds. That album is like one of the. That's an album they talk like what you said, like Brian Adams. Not Brian Adams.
It's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah. Brian Johnson. I keep.
No, that's the dude from AC/DC.
Shit. He riffs too, I guess.
No, that's some fuck AC/DC.
Yeah, I can't remember, man.
Beach Boys.
Yeah,
It's gonna
but
piss me
yeah,
off
so
as soon as I see it.
that album is talked about like when you go to school. Like when I went to school for sound, they were like, "That is the album."
Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson. Yeah, that's the
Charlie
one.
Manson's best friend.
Yeah, yeah. They're just nuts boys together. They're all in that same cult.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So like just like that kind of shit. Like back then, it's like you talk about that kind of shit. Like like all that shit is referenced to this day.
When I worked for Paul Reed Smith, he'd always say like, "Stand on the shoulders of giants," and I thought that was the coolest fucking thing, because that's basically
That's
what you're
fucking
just doing.
deep.
Yeah, because people, you can't like if you try to reinvent the wheel, you're just gonna make a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Like the best shit's already been made.
It's
Just
already
make
been
just improve upon it.
Yeah.
but like stand on the shoulder of giants. That's why when he came out with the Silver
it's
Sky,
brilliant.
that Stratocaster guitar, everyone's like, "Oh, it's just a Strat," and he's like, "Yeah, it's like one of the best guitars of all time.
Right.
Why wouldn't I like try to make
Paying
my
homage,
version of it?"
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm putting my
Spin on it.
spin on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus,
You right?
something's going on. So today I went to Wawa. I didn't get the chicken parm,
You
dude.
fucking idiot.
Dude, I got chicken salad. I'm a fucking chicken salad boy, dude. I don't know, dude. I was craving it today. Sometimes I'm just a mayonnaise kind of boy.
Wet sandwich. Wet
No,
cold.
dude. Nah, dude. Yeah, I guess so.
It's a wet sandwich.
No, wet sandwiches is when you go and get the oil and vinegar on your shit.
Absolutely.
That is just like dripping out. It's like, it's just haying, but it's delish. Treat yourself sometimes, boys and girls. But yeah, dude. No, that's crazy. I get all pissed off. Like, I've been thinking a lot, dude.
What about Wawa, bud?
I hated it. I ate like way too much. I got a Wawa sub, the big boy, the classic, right? And I put everything on it. I was starving. I didn't eat. That was the first thing I ate. It was like 3:30 in the afternoon. And it was the first thing I ate all day. I was like, dude, I'm so starving. And I was like, and I'm in and out of Wawas and Rofos. And I'm like, I'll just get food here. And then I'm just like, oh, I'm wasting time. So the last stop, treated myself. I bought that. I bought a bag of Doritos 3D nacho or chili. It was like spicy chili. You know the 3D Doritos? They came back.
Okay.
They're delicious.
Aren't they all
No, they're
3D?
3D. Like they're like puffs.
Oh.
They're tight. They look like bugles. Remember those bugle
Yeah,
jewels?
put 'em on my
the
fingertips.
Yeah. So that, exactly that. But if you like I got that, and then I got egg rolls. They have egg rolls too. So I got a thing of egg rolls and a Pepsi, dude. And like I just went in my car and like didn't leave the parking spot until I finished it all. And I just was like, dude, I felt like such a piece of
Do
shit.
you feel all right now?
I feel great. I mean, my stomach, I've been burping a lot.
Yeah.
I got indigestion like a month. I don't think the Colt 45 is helping.
No.
It's frosty. But you know, that's just me. So like that's why I'm burping a lot. I ate way too much shit.
Sounds like it, bad.
It was heinous. It was so delicious going down, but afterwards I'm sitting in the car and I'm like looking around. There's like people looking at me. I got like lettuce all over my shirt, and I'm just looking around and like in shame, and I'm just like I got crumbs and shit all over my shirt. I look like such a dangus, like just like I'm in a low point. And then I was like, the thing that got me through it, I was like, yo, I'm going home. And it's fucking Friday, my guy. And I get to hang out with my boy tonight.
Fuck yeah.
And shoot the shit and hang out and talk, talk to walk the talk. Has it walkie talkies?
Walkie talkies.
That one song, was it like that Bigo song? I used to thought there's like, what does he say? It's like
Walkie like a talkie.
I thought he was saying like walkie talkie. And I was like, yo, I'm just sitting here like, I'm like 10-4, my man. I hear you loud and clear. I was like, that shit is ripping, and it was not that.
You got that Boost Mobile joint? Like,
Oh, I was like, walk it like a talkie. And I was like, dude, that is tight. I don't know what it means, but I love it. But I can't, was it misunderstood lyrics?
yes. Well, it's nice to, like, just the two of us and be able to have a conversation.
Yeah, try to have like a normal conversation.
Shout out to Hank.
I love Hank.
Heavy Hanks.
Heavy Hanks, Henroyd,
Last
Henny.
pod was last pod was a pod.
Yep, it was a podcast. It was an interesting conversation we had with the boy. Love that dude. Seriously, shout out to Henry. That was thank you for coming on the podcast. That was a lot of fun. But it was a lot of gibberish and nonsense that went on during that whole thing. Yeah. But it's fine. If you guys
rolls.
That's the way she goes, dude. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I love that boy.
Yeah,
with all my heart.
He's a good guy.
I don't want this to be rude, but that's like a public service announcement to never, ever smoke spice.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
dude. Don't do it, man.
I can pinpoint the exact moment.
Saw it all happen.
I'm telling you, man. He took a bong rip of that shit. His girl at the time was like, "And we're leaving now," and he stood up like this, and she held his arm like you do with your grandparents.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he shuffle-stepped down a long driveway to her car. And my boy was like, he's in space now.
Yeah, he's gone. And he has been. He's been orbiting
and
for
that was
a minute, dude.
A long time ago.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, dude. Don't do that.
Coming in hot.
Just smoke weed. Like, if you're going to smoke something, smoke some fucking ganj.
Hell yeah, man.
Take it easy, don't get all weird and smoke Ron juice.
Snooky Strawberry.
Snooky Strawberry.
He was like,
I love him, dude. Shout out to Hank. Seriously,
Yeah.
It was an interesting podcast. It was fun. It was it is what it is. The jam was kind of fun. Hank at the end has he does that little spit.
He's a great rapist.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, he's a rapist for sure, and an asphaltist too. But that's cool, man. But yeah, dude, it was a good time. I'm glad we got to do it. You didn't learn much of anything, but you did learn how to get a chicken parm sub from
Yeah,
Wawa.
I mean, I was trying to talk about the origin stories of
Mountain
without
Wolf.
him, there's no Mountain Wolf.
Right,
There
that's
would
true.
be like a different alternate universe version of it, but so
Yeah, you guys would probably sound like Leonard Skinner or something.
I wish.
Dude, I hate Ted Nugent as a person, like for whatever he stands for. But dude, that man can make a fucking ripping song,
Bro.
dude. That song Stranglehold, dude. I
All
don't
he
care who
ha-
you are. That song is ripping.
All
dude.
he had to do was shut the fuck up
Yeah, and
and
play.
play Stranglehold until he died,
Yeah.
and he'd be a living legend.
And then just like talk all the dumb shit when you're old as fuck and everything. Yeah, he's just old and forgetful and
I don't know if this video is real because I haven't seen the actual interview, but I know he was on Bogan Rogan's podcast
oh yeah, that
recently.
Logan.
And I saw like a post on Reddit. Someone was like, Ted Nugent completely ignoring Joe's question. And apparently in the interview, once again, haven't seen it, can't confirm it, don't know if this
Yeah.
was Photoshop, but it definitely happened. I guess Ted Nugent had his guitar during...
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan asks him a question about Jimi Hendrix. And like he asked him like an insightful question
Yeah.
about just trying to like create a new sound on the guitar. And Ted, I guess it might, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably the best response to it. He just starts playing Purple Haze.
Yeah.
Like he just starts ripping.
Yeah.
And like that's it. And that doesn't answer the question. He just starts playing guitar. And Joe's just sitting there like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what I watched. Like I didn't
watch
watch it. I listened to it. I was interested just to see like to hear about his music and shit. Like I didn't know that he was like Ted Nugent's like completely sober. He's been sober his whole life.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. I'm like, you write like songs that people will get drunk as fuck to
Yeah.
at a biker bar.
Oh, 100.
Like getting fucking shit drunk.
Great
to
music
it.
that people like storm the Capitol.
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. But I wanted to hear like I like that song before I even knew anything about like who Ted Nugent was and like how he was like how he acted and all that shit.
Fuck.
I just like heard that song on the radio one day and I was like, dude, that song is ripping.
Oh, dude, Stranglehold's the best.
And it's six and like he has like the Cat Scratch Fever song. That song's Cat Scratch Fever. Dude, his riffs are so tasty.
Bro, I think he was probably a really cool guy back in the day, and
Yeah.
then somewhere along the line,
Michigan, man.
he fucking just fell into the storm,
Yeah.
got cued real hard, and just
I
like
mean, when you're surrounded with people like that all the time, like you kind of just lose sense of reality.
yeah, I get Sylvester Stallone's another Q guy now.
Really,
I don't know.
Rocky, dude? Isn't that Rocky?
He posted a picture like onto his Instagram earlier in the
These
week.
old guys are freaking out.
He had this
man.
hat that just had a Q on it, and the caption was "Into the storm."
He's cute.
He didn't extrapolate upon.
Stallone is cute this whole time.
Could you,
Fucking-
Rambo, he
dude.
was killing cops. I
Dude,
mean,
he drew first blood, dude. He turned the table on us, boy. Oh my God, think about that, dude. He is cute. He is, dude. Dude,
No, it's
he's
been
just this whole
proven.
time. He's just like getting ready. He's like, this. I'm turning the. It's Rambo versus the country, and he's just turning everyone against another. And then he's like, I'm writing this movie, and it's gonna be filmed live in front of everyone. And
It's
he's
a
just
great
gonna-
documentary, Rambo.
It's a great documentary. I mean, it is fucking spot on that shit. That's a great documentary. That's funny as fuck. but yeah, dude. So he's cute this whole time. We thought it was some brainiac over on the other side.
No, they know who it is.
It's Stallone, dude. I know. I
No.
figured it out, dude.
It's some weird, some weird guy
Yeah.
and his son, and some little guy that rolls around in a wheelchair that created
I know.
4chan and 8. Did
Yeah,
you
the
watch
guy-
that
yeah,
HBO
I
thing?
did- I
Okay,
did, yeah,
so
but,
everyone knows.
yeah,
Ah.
but that was just a ploy.
Oh, 'cause it's
Stallone's in
Stallone.
it, dude. Stallone. Who does he work for? The movies. What's HBO? The movies, man.
Oh shit! And who runs the movies?
Stallone.
Oh fuck! It always comes back. It's just Stallone
It's
and
just
Nugent.
Stallone. The Nuge, Stallone.
SN News.
Yeah, dude. It's two random old guys just running the internet, and it's those two dudes. They play like low-key dumb, but that's it. That's the movie. And then the movie comes out, fucking Nuge is doing the soundtrack. Rambo's getting everyone riled up, and it's gonna be called Rambo versus the United States of America. And he's just gonna fight all of us.
I'm here for it, man.
I figured it out, man.
Breaking news.
Q has been solved. I know it's been solved, but like I think it's deeper than that, dude. Was it a lowercase Q or an uppercase Q on his hat, my boy?
Uppercase. It was like the
shit.
Well, shit. Now we're going back to Quail Man. Doug Funny.
Dude, Doug Funny with the fucking belt on his bull.
Dude. It's all connected, bro.
Fucking Doug, dude.
It's all connected.
Who did the voice of Doug? Was it Stallone?
Oh, fuck.
Nah, it wasn't Stallone. I don't like him anymore, man. He's cool and all, but like, dude, Rocky, I've never seen that movie, like any of them. Oh, and I'm not ashamed about it.
I seen the first one where he's like running up the Philadelphia.
He's like
stairs.
stoked to be in Philly. I'm like, no one's stoked to be in Philly, man.
Like just punching meat the whole time.
Yeah, he's like beating his meat in front of all these
Rocky's
old dudes.
tight because the main protagonist of the movie, Rocky, gets his ass beat, dude.
He like never wins a fight.
Exactly. It's like the first time it's like, oh, this is so realistic.
I gotta get a beer. Sorry, keep going. But yeah, no, I want Rocky to people to know that I hate it. I don't really care to watch it either. But like Rambo, on the other hand, any Rambo movie,
Rambo's badass.
I'm sitting down watching the whole fucking thing. Like maybe 4 times.
Rambo's badass. New blood, first blood, blood drawn.
Like ass blood.
Ass blood. There's a lot of good Rambies.
But yeah, any Rambo movie, and on it. Watch it twice in one day. I don't give a fuck.
Man, sometimes you just gotta hide out in the woods and just kill a bunch of police officers.
Apparently, like, dude, it's like their fault, dude. They scared me.
Speaking of the woods, we were there in the woods.
Yeah, we didn't recap since we kind of left you on a cliffhanger. Both of us survived, obviously.
Yeah.
This is the second podcast after that thing happened. But yeah, where were we?
West Virginia.
Why?
Mountain Mama.
What were we doing out there? Who was with us?
We were just drinking in the woods.
Hanging with the boys.
At some fucking wild occult Airbnb in the middle of bumfuck, straight up on the side of a cliff, nowhere.
Yeah.
No service.
No service, no lights.
No lights. I got
Pitch
there
black.
late at night. My boy, like,
Yeah.
you guys thought I had died?
Dude, I thought you were gone. I was like, I was like, a word is like, I hope he's wearing his glasses.
yeah. I'm telling you, the last 30 minutes of that drive down that long, straight road where the speed limit, for whatever reason, was like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not doing
dude,
that. And there's turns.
It's like as narrow as an Annapolis alley.
Dude, I was like, well, I'm dying because I lost service. So everything in the car, it was just me and the...
You in the road, man.
Me, and you know what it sounds like when you're going
Yeah.
that fast, where it's just like...
That overtone, like that white noise
And the
sound.
only lights are just my headlights, like...
Yeah.
You know, not even your...
High beams.
Yeah.
The flicky flickies.
Not even your high beams could save you on that. But I finally get there, and I'm pulling in, and like all you guys are just out front, like waving me in.
Yeah, I was like you're an airplane.
Yeah, I was
like,
oh.
come in, dude. The boys are here.
I was like, what's wrong? I'm just pulling up. Like,
I think we were also stoked.
Oh, well, you thought I was dead.
Yeah.
Like the boy made it, or you thought I was some rando coming in and murder you guys because we were in some straight up like
just boonies, like
murder shit.
Dude, that place was cool. It was an Airbnb, and it was, like you said, we got there. So we all kind of got there at different times. But me, Cameron, and Bruce got there like right before dusk. Like it was around it was probably like 5:40, like 6 o'clock at night, and that was before the daylight savings. So it was still pretty bright when we got there. So I was like, oh, and then when you told me you weren't gonna get there until like 8. I was like, oh, dude, he's never gonna find this place. Because it was like hard to find the place in the middle of the day. Like the roads, there's no signs. You just like, oh, just turn here. Fuck it.
Yeah,
and we just pull up to a house in the woods. And we're like, this has got to be it. You know, but they're rolling the dice.
Not only that, but there's a gigantic wood.
Oh yeah,
it
was logs, like stumps.
Yeah, but it was like in Norway, there's an art form
It looks
that's like Norwegian firewood stacking,
mm-hmm.
where they just stack their wood up in these tremendous bundles. And that's what it looked like. But not only was it that, it had a bunch of like satanic,
like occult,
like sigils on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on at this place? Like, this is not the place that I want to see something like that.
Right.
It was like a monolith of wood covered in satanic imagery and sigils that obviously, it's like the last boys that were there were just like fucked up.
Maybe they did all that just to scare us.
But I don't know, because some of the artwork in that house was super esoteric, dude.
So fucking bizarre,
It was, man.
It was a very satanic house.
100%. I felt the dark arts.
I think that's probably why the boy slept in his car the whole time.
You had a boy.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. That's that was weird. That night when you showed up to see, like when we pulled up, that's the first thing I commented on was that fucking pile of wood. It was literally like a pyramid of wood of like these logs that they just like beautifully stacked with just spray painted like satanic occult figures and like just weird shit. And I was like, this is fucking weird. And so before you got there was a top piece, very top piece, that had nothing on it. It was just a blank piece of wood on the top. And we built a fire. Like Dustin and Cole built a fire. Redbeard Cole built a fire. And then when we all got there, Cole literally grabbed the top thing and just threw it in the fire. And I was like, you stirred the demon, dude. You don't do that shit in the middle of the woods. And I was like, you don't fucking mess with the Zen, dude. So he threw that in there, and I was like, oh, we're all doing that, sorry. And like I saw that during the day, and it freaked me out. And then like when you pulled up, your headlights, like when you pulled into the driveway, like it's right there, is at the driveway, like right before you walk in the front door, so you're not gonna miss it. Your lights like just grazed it, and like you must have like just seen it when you pulled up, and you're just
immediately.
Like,
I was like,
what the fuck am I doing here? You're like, they're already fucking worshiping Satan here. They're fucking, the fire's like 8 feet tall. You're like, what is going on?
I was like, you're not getting your deposit back on this place.
Yeah. So you got there, and then we were like, like we just walked in the house, and we were like showing you around, and we were like, and then all the artwork, like you're saying, it was just like super bizarre,
like weird deer shit.
Yeah, like
but not like a prairie painting of a deer, like satanic deers.
Yeah, like huge, like banners in the basement of it,
like deers with butterfly wings,
and just like the weirdest shit everywhere, like the weirdest toys and like the weirdest fuck. It was a weird fucking.
It had a bidet.
Dude, that was the coolest thing in the world.
I discovered it upstairs, and I sat there for way too long, washing my asshole in the G spot.
You're like,
I come downstairs.
So like,
I'm like, boys, there's a bidet upstairs.
I think everybody else were all up there.
All took turns just
going on it. We're like, no one was pooping. We just wanted to see what it's all about. It, to be honest with you, the greatest thing in this world.
Dude, shout out to Tushy, man.
Yeah.
I wish they sponsored this cast and fucking threw us a couple fucking wet ass boys.
I just want a wet ass, dude. Like, that's it, dude. Like, I just want a wet ass and then a pat it dry, dude. Just walk around fresh with that wah, 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 wah. That's me. But, no, dude, it was sick, dude.
Yeah, we just got wasted.
Too drunk every night.
We grilled fucking whole live fish heads.
Yeah, the fish heads.
Ate
the eyeballs and shit. And the cheeks, remember eating the cheeks?
Oh, it was so good.
Delicious.
All you need is a hot flame and some good ingredients and just a little salt.
Let her rip.
And then our boy Bruce, dude, last night. Bruce, shout out to episode whatever that he was on, the finance hour, the Heavy Riffs Finance Hour. Boy Bruce, he's a wild man. He took it upon himself. He needed to leave the next morning early to get to the Ravens game. God forbid he missed the Ravens game.
The game.
That's all he talked about that whole night.
Yeah. We were like, shut the fuck up, dude. Go to bed.
Like, no one's leaving. Like that's on you, dude.
Yeah, because we're like 3 hours away from home, and you got to be there by like 11.
Yeah,
my bad, dude. We just got wasted. There's no way in hell I'm getting up for you, bud.
Our boy Cole. Shouts to Cole. He was like, you know what, man? Like, I've been sleeping in my car the last 3 days instead of this tremendous house that we all spend money on. You know, I'll leave at like 4 a.m. to take you home. And Bruce is like, oh, I can't set an alarm. My phone's gone. I can't set an alarm. And my man takes it upon himself to sleep outside. And like in the middle of West Virginia, the picture, my man Bruce decides to sleep outside.
Yeah.
In West Virginia, mind you, bear country,
38 degrees.
very cold, hypothermia for sure,
Yeah.
ticks,
Yeah, just wildlife.
leeches,
Yeah, fucking Merlin, like
Satan all
circle.
around you,
Yeah.
murderists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he passed out so vulnerable.
And we wake up that last morning. Justin checks his phone. It's a text from our boy Cole, who was driving Bruce home. Well, first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
First of all, Bruce tried to sleep on top of Cole's car
That was his first thought.
because he didn't want to miss his ride. And Cole's like, get the fuck off my car, dude.
Like he tried to crawl on this dude's roof of his car. That was his first plan.
Trying to sleep on top of
Was
the
like,
Zuzu Trooper.
This
dude.
guy can't dip on me if I sleep on the roof of his car. But I was like, well, and then the next day I was like, what happens if you were just out cold and he was just like, fuck it, I'm dipping, and just drove off, and you just like went boom, like down the road a little bit, just fell off the roof of the car. Like you're done, dude. You're fucking dead, or you're just butt hurt.
You'd be fucking hurt,
And you
man.
would not know how to get back to the house. You'd be done. And then, like, dude, it's so embarrassing. And so, like, obviously he didn't do that. So then he thought, he's like, all right, if I sleep inside, that means I can't go outside because I'm going to forget that he's leaving and I'm not going to get up.
Who knows what his fucking
So
thought
where did he
process
sleep,
was.
Tyler? What was his plan?
He dug himself a ditch that we found the next morning looking for all of his shit. He dug a ditch in the front yard, like a little whiles away from the house. And like, I think I have a picture of the ditch. So
Yeah.
we were mapping it out. We were like,
He
oh, this is,
nested.
like, oh, he rolled over here, and his phone's right there. We found his shirt like off in the woods, dude. My boy is so lucky that the elements didn't just take him away.
Dude. Well, what happened, like, that night, because that night we got fucking wasted.
Mhm.
And I don't care how drunk you get. Like, I know how drunk I get. It's not, like, for me, my first plan, I'm not sleeping outside.
I know
under
how to-
any circumstance.
I know how to put myself to bed.
I'll sleep on the floor or somewhere in the house. Like, as long as I'm in the house, four walls, and, like, heat or cold, air conditioning, there's a
Houseless
refrigerator
boy.
somewhere, some water. I'm going to nest. But my boy was like, it's a good idea to sleep outside. So that way he's like, if I sleep out here in the driveway, mind you, like it's part of the driveway because it's like a gravel driveway. So he slept in the driveway. So so that like if the guy was trying to pull out before he woke up, before Bruce got up and he was trying to dip on him, he's like, oh, he'll just see me and he'll be like, oh, dude, do you need a ride?
Such a weird thought
I'm
process.
like, what is that plan, dude? I was like, what's with my boys and like their brains, dude? And
It'll
Bruce is a
work.
brilliant mind, dude. He's a financier.
Yes.
And then I'm just like, God bless you, dude. I was like, you braved the elements, and the way he's sleeping, first of all, looked like he got shot.
He looks
And
dead
then
in that
his like
picture.
gut is hanging out. Like somehow his like belly's hanging out. And he's got his bag packed. Like he's ready to go. But guess what was in the bag?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Because the next day, his plan kind of worked because my boy Cole got out of his car in the middle of the night to take a piss. And that piss might have saved Bruce's life, honestly. Because it was like, he was like, dude, it was like 4:30 in the morning. And I got out of my car to take a piss. And he was sleeping on the floor outside. And just so happened, like, I woke up in the middle of the night. We were bunking together in those bunk beds, which was very rad.
Shouts to
It
the
just
bunks.
felt like a little boy.
It was a weird jail cell that we had, but it
Cinder
was tight.
blocks.
Yeah.
But then I remember that night because we got fucking wasted, and it was just a bender weekend. And I was like, oh, I got up, and I was like, oh, I have to get sick. So I ran outside. I threw up, like really fast. Like I was just like, oh shit. Ran outside, and just barfed like everywhere, and that was like heinous. And then I was like, fuck, I gotta go like brush my teeth real quick and shit. Like, so I went upstairs, brushed my teeth, and I was like, while I'm up, I'm just gonna get some water. So I walked out into the porch, and then we had all the waters, that like bottled water out there. I picked one up, and I'm like slamming one. I'm like, you know what I mean, just like just chugging, like drunk, chugging the fucking water. I'm just like, oh, I need this fucking right now. And Cole like comes around his car because. Dude, man. Well, not only did one boy, both boys slept outside, but Cole slept in his car the whole time. That's another story. Yeah, there's at least he had a plan. He had a
least he had
blanket.
four
He had a
walls.
blanket, dude, and a pillow. And so he comes peering around his car, and he looked over, and he's like, he's like looking upstairs because it's like a little further. It's like a little far away, and he's like, Justin? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, get your boy. He's like sleeping outside. And I was like, dude, he's fine. I was like, I don't care. I was like, I don't even fucking have time for this shit. He's like, your dude's sleeping outside. And I just started laughing. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I was like, all right, man, good night. And I just dipped. And I was like, I don't care. I was like, I'm not waking him. I'm not like gonna pick him up. Like, he's dead weight, dude. That boy's a thick boy. Yeah. And I was like, he's fine. He'll be all right. And then I guess I just went back to bed. I was like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I'm laying out. And then I guess, like, when I went inside, I guess Cole was like, I can't, like, sleep with him out here. So, like, he, like, woke him up and, like, made him go to lay on the couch in the house.
Oh, so he did.
So he slept outside for a minute, dude.
Okay,
like it was probably like 4 hours.
It was from like at least 1 a.m. to 4 a.m.
At least 4 or 5 a.m. And it was probably like.
I didn't know that he woke him up.
He woke him up because dude, it was so cold. He's like, dude, I was in my mummy bag and I was freezing. And I was like, Bruce. He was like, Bruce was in khakis and a Cosby sweater and his fucking gut hanging out, with his bag packed, and he's ready to go. He's gonna be like really fast waking up and like just brush off and jump in the whip. But I guess he woke him up, and then like Cole was like, all right, since you like tried to like sleep outside, he's like, I'll definitely give you a ride home in the morning. Perfect. So they dipped early. So then we finally like wake up. We're like a Horizon 2. We're just like, I'm just like, oh, I'm fucking hungover as fuck. You're like, I'm not getting out of this bed for like 4 more hours. And I was like, all right, I'm going upstairs. So we go upstairs, and I'm like cleaning it up. I was like, fuck, we fucked this place up.
The house was trash. We made
bear stew.
Bear stew the night before. My cousin Cole's famous bear stew. We were just putting
legendary
every ingredient that we didn't eat.
There was a fish head in there.
Dude, there was
hot dog buns.
Like liquid habanero sauce from these tremendous pickled peppers. I think there was a spoon in there.
I put earthworms in it.
Oh, we did. We put the bait that we wanted to go fishing with that we never ended up.
I threw a bunch of worms in it.
Real worms. I tasted the soup.
I know, dude. And there was twisted tea can.
Okay,
and in it, like, and then beer, just like anything that was around the area.
Soup's on, boys.
Soup's on, and chopped up hot dogs.
It was heinous.
A fish head.
Yeah, bones
and all, and. You tasted it. It smelled.
I did taste it, man.
That pan was ruined. We ruined that fucking pan.
The entire stovetop was just like charred black for a couple days.
It was fucked up. But yeah, so that morning I woke up, and there's a couple other guys up. I'm cleaning up and everything, and like you said, there's like no service, but there's like really shitty Wi-Fi, and. So I remember getting a text while we're there, because I saw Bruce and Cole were gone. I was like, Cole's car's gone and Bruce isn't around, so I guess they dipped. So I was like, whatever. So Bruce and Cole dipped, and mind you, we're 3 hours away. Bruce lives in Baltimore. I live in Baltimore, but 2 different sides of Baltimore. And like everyone comes to, we're cleaning the house, and then I get a text message. My phone like randomly rings. I'm like, holy shit, I got a message. And I open the message, and it's Cole. And he's saying, hey, man, Bruce just informed me, and this is 2 hours into their ride, that he left his phone at the place. He's
and
like,
his
can
medication,
you find it? And his medication.
And his toiletries.
His contacts.
Half of his clothes.
His clothes were there. His belt.
Everything.
Like everything. All his like prescription medicine.
Yeah.
Like his eyeglasses, his contacts, his toothbrush, like all his toiletries, everything he needs to see and function.
His whole traveling life.
Yeah.
He left at this place.
Yeah, and I was like, well, what did he bring home with him, dude? Like
just
nothing.
Himself, a can-dude attitude,
and a backpack,
and some Ravens
and
tickets.
An empty backpack. And yeah, he was like, I'm ready to go. Yeah. So then I'm like, what? I was like, and then he was like, can you look for his phone? And I was like, sure, I'll let you know if I see anything. And I was like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I'm not looking. And then like we're like looking around the house, we're like, and I do like a fucking quick sweep.
Well, we were
I was
just
like,
cleaning
oh,
up.
there's nothing. I'm cleaning. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll find it.
Up, yeah.
And then like I got another message, and I was like, I can't find it anywhere. And he goes, can you check where he was sleeping? And I was like, you mean outside? And he goes, yes. And then you were outside like taking the trash out, and then you just go, yo. without knowing that his phone was going to be outside, you were just like, I found Bruce's phone. And I was like, of course you did. It's outside. Why wouldn't it be in here? Like charging or something.
It's just wet from dew.
Yeah.
Like,
Dew, and it's just, and it's perfectly fine. It works fine. And it's just sitting there. And then you bring it in, and I was like, oh, I found the phone. And then I get the text from Cole of the picture of Bruce sleeping outside that he was like, he took a picture of him, and I was like, I'm so glad you took that picture because it is like the greatest picture I've ever seen in my life.
It really is. It
it's
really
perfect,
is.
and I can't wait for you all to see it.
Yeah.
Because this is literally how that boy always sleeps. Like he looks like he's dead. He goes like he just limps. Like wherever he falls limp, that's how he's sleeping. And all of a sudden, like I showed it to all the boys, and it was like the highlight of the trip. Like if you weren't there, it was the greatest laugh I've ever had.
Oh, dude, it was a hearty laugh.
I still laugh about it.
Like, yeah, when I think
so
about
fucking
it,
funny.
I just start geeking out in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I need people to make it a meme. Like I want that to be cut out and just him like photoshopped into all kinds of weird scenarios.
The new Fessy Pants McCooler boy.
Yeah.
Big hunting wooks.
I need
Colorado big trophy wook hunter
yeah,
meme.
I need like that.
It's worthy of it.
It's hilarious. It could be like he just could Photoshop in any situation.
The one that you sent me of him like on
crowd surfing. I made that with Snapchat, dude.
It's so shitty because
I
like the
know.
dirt's still in it.
Yeah,
but it's
dude,
awesome.
because it's like, yeah, I know. That's why I did it. I was like, this looks like shit. I don't care. I was just trying to show you the idea. I was like, this is my idea. This is what I want.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yeah,
I
but
don't make
can't
memes.
do it. I don't know how to make memes, and I don't know how to use Photoshop. Like
I'm not
good.
a Photoshopist, so we need.
But it would be fucking hilarious.
We need the boys out there to.
I want to make T-shirts and shit, just of him like
Just a
laying
merch
out.
line.
Just a merch line, just like Sleepy Bruce, just like a boy in the woods. But yeah, dude, that trip was incredible. It was so much needed. Like I
Getting
think
together
all the
with
boys
in the woods and drinking.
I
and
recommend it to
grilling,
anybody.
Burning shit.
If you ever
and
think about it.
rearranging furniture.
Yeah.
Speaking of rearranging furniture,
Yeah.
I just stayed at an Airbnb in Beaufort, South Carolina. We had a memorial service for my grandparents where we buried them in Beaufort National Cemetery. So like my mom's
Beautiful.
side of the family, we all went down there. My mom rented her very first Airbnb ever. And
She
this
used the
place
app?
I think she used MapQuest to be
That's so
honest
tight.
with you to book this place. And you know, Lorenzo and I make the 9-hour drive down there. It's a goddamn drive.
Dude, that's a hike.
That's a hike. But we get there and I walk into the house. Well, I'm knocking on the front door and I can see them through the window. They're all sitting in this back room and they're all looking at the back door thinking I'm coming in through the back door. So I'm like, oh God, they're already wasted. So I'm like knocking even harder on the front door. I'm like, get the fuck. So they all come. My mom opens the door. She's like, there's fucking pizza and I'm talking about blowjobs. And I was like, tight.
It's like, Jesus
I was like, what the
Christ,
fuck?
Mom.
I was like, I need to start drinking ASAP.
Are we going to church tomorrow?
Yeah,
You're going
deal
to talk
with
like
this
that
shit.
tonight? You're going to
Yeah.
talk about church? We're going to church tomorrow, Mom. I don't care
what
what
the
you say.
fuck? But so later on in this night, speaking about rearranging furniture, my sister and I are wasted at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's put themselves to bed, except for my mom. She can't.
She's
just,
up and around.
well, she
Talking about blowjob.
growing up, my curfew was like 2 a.m.
Damn. That's late.
What was yours?
Dude, 9 o'clock.
I
Even
mean-
when I was 18 years old.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
Dude,
I
I
thought I
grew
was
up-
like oppressed.
Dude, that's why I'm not tight.
You're tight.
I mean, I'm tight, but like that's why I'm like I don't do shit at night. I'm like
You go to bed at 9 o'clock.
I'm a lurker, dude. I lurk in my own bedroom.
Okay.
I'm a lurker, dude.
Anyway, so my mom's awake, and
Sleep.
she's like, so I'm getting ahead of myself. My sister and I, wasted.
Yeah.
Like,
Just-
all her teeth are red. I was
Oh,
like,
that kind of wine
yeah,
night.
I was
Wine
like drinking
night.
red wine.
Oh yeah.
I was drinking Dewars with my pops, so like, you know, I'm not like a cool drunk. I'm like an
Little
old.
luck of the Irish.
I'm like an old man drunk.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, dude.
Like
Old man
Scotch
smoking
drunk, where-
cigars and shit.
Yeah, where you're like, fucking,
Yeah.
I'm not doing shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a big ass sandwich.
Little sis is wine drunk, so she's like,
Yeah, sassy and just all crying and shit.
well, she starts looking around at this living room that we're sitting in.
Yeah, tripping.
And she's like, the vibe's off in here. And I was like, well, let's rearrange some furniture. My mom immediately, I didn't even say it that loud. My mom just like pokes her head down the stairs. She's like, the number one rule, which is every Airbnb,
Yeah.
don't rearrange the furniture. And I'm like, okay, Ma. Like, go to bed, Ma. Like, go
We're
to
gonna make
bed.
this place look tight. You're gonna be like, ooh, I really like this spot.
And I'm like, Carly, artwork's not furniture. And she's like, yeah. So my sister, there's like a bunch of paintings of ducks scattered throughout this house.
Mallards.
Yeah, mallards and
Like other ducks.
what are the females? Does?
Mallards? Malies?
I think they're called does, like deer.
Maybe they are. I don't know. I
Whatever.
don't know shit about ducks.
Neither do I. I'm not a naturist. So my sister's just like, great idea. This room needs to be a duck room.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, hell yeah. So she just starts taking any picture that's not a duck off the wall and going through the whole house while like 5 of our other family members are standing there looking for paintings of ducks.
Like walking in another house.
She finds like 7 pictures of ducks. So she just
Duck fan.
she puts them up on this wall, and I'm dying laughing. My mom's like standing next to us at this point, like
She's like, I don't know about that.
she's like, if I get a bill for that, and I was like, you're not gonna get a fucking
so
bill.
tight. You're gonna pay for it, Mom.
So she runs into Lorenzo's room. Lorenzo's trying to go to bed. She's like, Lorenzo, are there any fucking duck pictures in here? Lorenzo's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I'm just trying to sleep.
She's like, Carl, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed. So we wake up in the morning,
duck.
and I'm geeking out because like I walk out and there's this beautiful duck room, and like the people, like our aunts and uncles that were at the house the night before that didn't stay there and like came back over, like we're geeking out and they're like, something's different around here. And I'm like, welcome to the duck room. And everyone thought that it was the right move because the rest of the vibe for the weekend, tremendous, all because of the duck room. Never
Zen.
mind the
vibe was set.
Never mind the military send off for my grandfather with the folding of the flag, the bugle, the fucking beep, beep. I don't know the song, but it was tight. And like this fucking dude was like talking all this good shit. It was tight, man.
And it was very moving.
It was very moving, dude.
Yeah.
A military wedding's like,
You mean
if you can,
a wedding or a funeral?
A funeral, 4 weddings and a funeral.
Yeah.
The Bud Light's starting to kick in.
That's all right, man.
I'm drinking Tall Boys.
Yeah.
If you can experience a military funeral, I almost said wedding, in your lifetime, highly recommend it. Put aside all your, because like I'm not a big military guy.
Yeah, I'm not like
I'm not a big like America take over the world guy.
Yeah.
But you can put all that bullshit aside because it's very moving when you're like right there in front of it.
Yeah.
And just like the precision of their movements and like the. It took them like 15 minutes to
fold the
unfold
flag.
the flag. I'm like, okay,
But it's like the best folded flag you've ever seen.
dude, it was
perfect. It's
Yeah.
like perfect in every way. The stars go all the way around it. It looks tight.
It looks awesome.
My,
It really
my
does.
grandfather, I got to see one.
And like the guy, like the honor guard, came up and presented it to. So my mom and her 2 sisters are sitting in front of us. We're outside in Buford. It's like 75 degrees, middle of
Gorgeous.
December. Fucking perfect.
South Carolina.
Dude, because that's where like I spent my summers down there. They had a house down there
Right.
for like 20 something years. So growing up, I was always a Southern boy.
Yeah.
That's where I got that Southern draw.
Eat that trickin'.
Trickin'?
Trickin'. Give me a
I'm
piece of that
down there eating
trickin'.
trickin'.
Give me a goddamn piece of trickin'.
But this guy, he like, they fold it and he like turns and like like a fucking
And they
precision.
stomp and it's like... And you're just like,
And he's got his
dude,
tap
what?
shoes. They had tap shoes on, so it was like it was like yeah.
And he's like,
"What the
God
fuck's
bless
going on?"
it. He's about to break out in the river dance.
But he presents it to my aunt, who's my mom's oldest sister,
Right.
and he's like, on behalf of the United States, the president, and like 3 other things, like we'd like to present this flag. And like, I mean, I could never be a military boy because I'd be like, I don't fucking know my lines.
I gotta cut my hair.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that. I was like,
Like,
staff, man. But it was very moving. It was tremendous, to say the least.
And that kind of, with the duck room, that kind of brought the whole thing to...
Without the duck room, I would have been
everyone
checked
been
out.
wrecked. Wrecked, emotional wreck.
Yeah, the duck room kept
Crying,
everyone
and
together.
everyone was like, we should probably hang out in the duck room and play like Jenga or something.
I want to hit my mom's up and be like, did you get a review about how sick the duck room was?
Yeah, be like, or like now they're like, oh yeah, everyone like, it's like an Instagram famous thing, like take a picture, tag, hashtag duck room. And it's just going viral.
I mean, it was a tremendous duck room.
I don't know how many ducks are in that room, you think? It's just paintings of ducks. Were they like,
8.
were there figurines of ducks and shit all over
There
the house?
was a egret.
I don't know what that is.
It's one of those white boys.
Okay. You say you're naming him Egret. What's his name? Egret?
Egret.
What is that?
It's a white it's like a white bird that's like kind of,
like a statue?
it's like a flamingo that's not pink.
Oh.
But yeah, it was like a sculpture
yeah,
one. Yeah, no duck sculptures, but an egret sculpture. I think it's like a bird in South
I don't know,
Carolina.
man. I'm not an avian boy. I don't know.
I'm gonna get into it.
Birds.
I'm gonna get into bird watching.
Go ahead, dude. Do whatever makes you feel better at night. But honestly, it might be pretty tight.
Since we're on the subject of funerals, and we'll wrap this up and kick a jam.
Oh yeah.
My puppy died.
Yeah, it's a sad day.
That's not how I meant to say that. That was pretty blunt. Can't let a dead dog lie, man. Dude, check this shit out. So my beautiful puppy, Scrapple. Lorenza as I'm sorry, I know.
You gotta cut all this.
I know, it's how I deal with humor's how I deal.
Dude, I know, but the way it's not funny. But you trying to explain this is hilarious. I'm sorry.
It's the only way.
He's
I've
goddamn 45.
cried all my tears. I'm sure they'll come and go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not even gonna think about the drive home. Anyways, so a couple weeks ago, like before Thanksgiving, our dog Scrapple, it was Lorenza's dog since he was a puppy. She got him 12 years ago, so he was like a couple months old. He like a week or two before Thanksgiving, he just stopped eating, and like his kibbles, but he would still eat our food.
Okay.
So he was like begging, and like we were like the hell. And then after like a week of that, like Lorenzo was like, something's not like right. So she called some vet line. They were like, sometimes like if a dog gets depressed or is just picky, you know, like blah blah blah. And we're like, okay. So we didn't like think too much of it. And then like one day I came home from work and he didn't greet me at the door. Like he just stayed at the bottom of the steps and just kind of looked at me. And his tail was wagging, but I was like, and he just looked like he looked like he gained like 10 years in like 2 days. Damn. And I was like, fuck.
Damn.
So Lorenza texted me and she was like, how's the puppy doing? Like, what's going on with him? And I was like, I just sent her. I was like, he didn't greet me at the door. He's not eating anything. I left and I went to go get like wet food to see if he was just picky, and he didn't want that. So at this point, I'm taking wet food, putting it on his tongue so he like would or putting it on his nose so he would like have to lick it off just to get something.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to give him ham, and he like eats a couple bites and then spits it out, and then like looks at me with this weird look like, why am I not enjoying this? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I pick up Lorenza from work after I tell her all this shit, like late at night, like 11, 12 at night. And she's like, that's like, something's wrong. I don't like this at all. I got to call like the emergency vet line. There's like a 24-hour spot in Annapolis. So we call them and they're like, yeah, bring him in. So we get there and they don't let us inside at all. And this veterinarian nurse comes out, basically just like takes the leash from Lorenza and just like walks inside, and I'm in my like car just like parking because I like parked. I was like, get out, let's go inside. So then I start like getting pissed, and
that's
like
so weird.
I know, but I was probably a dick, and I didn't need to be a dick.
Right.
But I'm like freaking out.
You're acting on emotion.
Well, exactly, which you should always act on logic. But like at that point, I mean, I was just like, I don't fucking know, because Lorenzo's freaking out.
It's the middle of the night.
It's at this point, it's like 1:30 in the morning.
Right.
It's like a work night, and I'm like, the dog's just being picky, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So she, like, calls back inside, and they say, they're like, yeah, we have her in here, and Lorenzo's like, no, my dog's a boy.
Yeah, he's got a big old schlong.
Yeah, she's like, do you have the wrong dog? And the vet's like, oh, no, you're right, it is a boy. Like, we've got Scooter here, and she's like, what the like, who's Scooter? Like, my dog's It was weird.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, Scrapple, sorry. Like, we thought they had the wrong dog. And we were like, if our dog's fine,
then just give it back.
give it back.
Yeah.
And, dude, like, I'm sitting there in the car, and it's like getting a phone call from a doctor that you have, like, a horrible, horrible prognosis, basically.
Yeah.
She's like, the vet's, like, crying on the phone.
Damn.
And we're listening to it in speakerphone, and I'm just like sitting in my car like, fuck. And Lorenzo's like losing it, and she's like, We gave Scrapple like a full sonogram. He's got a shitload of cancer like in his liver and his spleen. We recommend euthanasia, and we can do it right now. And I was like, whoa, like no, like I
Give me
appreciate.
a minute, man.
Yeah, I was like, can you load him up on pain pills? Well, they were like, euthanasia, or we can do chemotherapy. And I was like, no, like we're not going to do chemo.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, because dogs experience like just time and shit differently than us. If we gave him like another, let's just say the chemo lasted 3 months. The last 3 months of his life would be miserable. We'd be carrying him up to go outside. Like, it was already getting to that point. Like, he would have been like, what the fuck? Like, he would keep giving me that look. Like, what's going
just
on?
Let me
Yeah, and I'd be like, fuck. Like, I don't want to. This sucks.
Yeah, you don't want him to suffer.
No, not at all. And he still had like a little bit of judge in him. Like, that's how.
Yeah. You were like, oh, he's.
You want the boy to go out like with some dignity. So we're like, no, just load him up with fucking pain pills. They gave us a shitload of hydrocodone, and like they put a IV into him that we could put like liquid shit in. So the last night, like we came home from the hospital that night and stayed up to like 5 a.m. My boy was fucking ripped on ketamine and hydrocodone. Like he was like vibing out. We were like kind of geeking out about it. And we just listened to, or I bought Alice in Chains Unplugged on YouTube and like just turn it up, and like I keep looking over at him and he's like vibing out. Lorenzo took off work the next day, just spend all day with him. I came home that night with a shitload of McDonald's, and like he was trying to eat like McDoubles and McNuggets, but he's still like, and I was like, fuck, like the boy doesn't even want to eat McDonald's. Like this is bad.
That's bad.
So then we wake up the next morning. At this point, it's like Friday. I guess everything started Tuesday 1 a.m. so technically Wednesday morning. Yeah. So Friday we wake up and it's like it's the day that we got to start making decisions and shit. Or I guess Thursday we wake up and it's like, okay, we got to start calling. Because Lorenzo was like, I was like, we can do it tonight, and she was like, I want one more night with him. I was like, that's fine. Like we got enough medicine to make him comfortable for the next couple whatever. So we spend all Thursday calling veterinarians in the area just to find a place that we were allowed in the room with him. Because
that makes a lot of sense.
The 24-hour spot that gave us the diagnosis and everything wouldn't let us even inside and said
That's
no.
So weird.
I know. I think it's COVID related, but it's like at this point, fuck off. Yeah. Like, fuck off. Yeah. So then we called the SPCA where she got him from, and they same thing. And we called like 4 or 5 other places. Wow. They wouldn't let us in. And then shouts out to this one place, Annapolis Veterinary and Wellness. I called them, and like that's a hard phone call to make. Like I'm at work because Lorenzo's like, I can't do this anymore. So I'm like, I'll figure it out. I'm at work making this phone call, and I'm like breaking down like at work, and I was like, fuck. I was like, hi, I have to put my dog down. Like, could you guys let us in the room? And she was like, we allow up to 2 people. And I was like, you know what? Perfect. And she was like, I can schedule you for 9 a.m. tomorrow. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pass this information on to my girlfriend. She'll probably call you within the next, like, 30 seconds. Lorenzo calls, sets it up, texts me. She's like, tomorrow, 9 a.m. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So we go home that night. Once again, fucking try to eat McDonald's, just vibe, chill with the boy, just, like, do all the shit with him. Get up, go to this place early in the morning. Like, and I didn't think that I was going to, like, lose it as much as I did. Like, just fucking, man. Dude, it's, like, it's fucking heavy, dude. Yeah. Now, this place, I can't sing their graces enough. We get to this spot, it's like all these broads, they're all super cool. They're like fawning over Scrap. They're like, oh, he's so cute, blah, blah. And they have 2 rooms. They've got one room that's like a medical room with a steel table and like medical
tools.
Shit. Yeah, and then they've got another room with a dog bed, a couch, a giant like geode crystal, and all this incense. And she was like, you can have your choice of either room. And I'm like, what? The spiritual fucking... I want the rad vibe.
The crystals and shit.
Yeah, I want the vibey room, dude.
Yeah. Is that leather? Or is that felt? Like,
yeah.
Let me get in there.
I was like, this shit's tight. How much is that geode? Like 30 grand? It was like one of the big purple...
You were like, dude, I'm taking this with me.
So we go in the room. She like breaks down the like what's going to happen. She's like, I give him 2 shots of ketamine just to, put him at like ease, like make him, and he's gonna fall asleep really fast. And then we give him 2 shots of euthanasia. You guys can stay with him as long as you want. Some people leave after the first shot. You can stay for the second dose, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, no, we'll stay. So she loads him up with Kay. And, like, the boy, like, I can just see, he just, like, starts breathing the way, because he was breathing real fast.
Yeah.
He had that lump, and I think it, like, broken up a bunch of fluid in his lungs. Because it was, like, moving around. We didn't know if he lost a bunch of weight or if it was from that. It was from that. And, like, his breathing slowed down to, like, normal, and I was like, oh, like, so he gets to be, like, comfy, and he's in Lorenz's arms, and, you know, the whole thing.
Yeah, man.
And then she gives one shot of euthanasia, and then another shot. Like, I thought it was going to be, like, slower than that, because they said, like, you have the opportunity to leave for the second dose. So I was like, oh, the first one maybe takes 10. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never, like, euthanized anything before. Yeah. And then she gives him the second shot, takes a stethoscope, puts it, like, right on his heart, and she goes, oh, yeah, like, he was ready to go, and he's already gone. I'll let you guys, like, take your time. And, like, 5 minutes after that, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm crying. 5 minutes after that, Lorenz is like, is it done? And I was like, oh, like, it's been done. Yeah, and she was like, oh, shit. And we just sat there and, like, laughed and cried, and then she laid him down into his bed, and that's what, like, he just started drooling a lot, and that's the moment where I was like,
yeah, we gotta get out.
Yeah, it's gonna be time to go because everything else is probably gonna start coming out. But we picked up his ashes, like, yesterday.
I got some ashes.
Yeah, we got the ashes, and he's in a little box. Lauren's just, like, taking it around with her everywhere now. She was like, oh, this is my personality now. She's like the log lady from Twin Peaks. But, like,
well, good for her,
exactly. I was
That's
like,
fucking
baby.
tight. She takes it for a walk every day. At least she's still walking, man.
That's what I mean.
Still walking, getting around town.
And it's, you know, it's just one of those things. Like, I've had pets my whole life, but I've never been a part of the final moments.
Yeah.
And now I have. And, you know, I think we made the right decision at the right time. And trust me, I was doing shitloads of research. And the number one thing that most people say the first time that they put an animal down is that they regret not doing it, like, sooner.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, if you, like, yeah, we could have put it off probably for a couple months.
Yeah.
It would have been terrible.
Oh, yeah.
It would have just been miserable.
Miserable for the dog, for you guys, everything.
Yeah.
Just,
My last memories are my boy high as shit on ketamine, trying to eat some McDonald's, listening to Alice in Chains.
Fucking Alice in Chains, dude. Don't you start the rooster.
That was his favorite song. I got a video of him watching it. Yeah. He ain't gonna die. And I was like, he ain't gonna die.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Dude.
But he doesn't, you know, because death's like, what is death? Like, you just stop physically existing, but your energy and your memories are still there. So, you know, so. He ain't gonna die. It's been, and immediately, like, the next day is when we drove down to South Carolina. So I still haven't had, like, a day to process. Yeah.
Well, dude, you know what we should do? Should rip one up.
I'm fucking down.
Play a little music.
I'm down.
Fucking shred it out. Let the emotions out.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Just fucking fart in a box. See what happens. You ever try to fart in your hand and smell it at the same time?
Like, I try to fart in a bag and, like, save it.
Like, sometimes you just be like, cup your hand and you just and then you, like, immediately just...
Yeah, everyone loves their own brand.
It's fucking crazy smells, dude. It's like methane.
Austin Powers said it perfectly.
Just fart in your hand, smell it. Well,
this
on
next
that
song's
note,
called "Fart in Your Hand, Smell It."
And fart in your hands, and you know, take it slow and live heavy, boys.
Live heavy.
Yep.
Heavy Riffs, best podcast on the internet. Rock and reload.
Pew. That was tight, man.
I was say that was a long one.
Yeah, we got into it.
It was at least like an hour.
Wait, it wasn't just us.
But it was actually a good.
Fucked up. Dude, my ass. I'm sorry, dude. This stool is not made for chill.
that the monkey might be right. Oh, and if he is, well, I'll be walking in my whole life. Something
pretty fucking rad, boy.
That was dang.
That was fucking sick.
I gotta remember that last one.
That was fucking tight.
That's a groove.
That's
That little
just-
Caesar back in the salt on the wind.
Yeah, dude. We were like, we made haze. What was it? Purple haze.
played
Extremely
Purple
doomy.
Yeah, we played Purple Haze.
We like turned it into. I was like, let's play some Doom. I think we covered a bunch of spectrums today. Spectrum ones. We gave it. That's for Henry.
Yeah.
We went through it all.
Yeah.
That James dedicated to Heavy Hank.